Wait a minute. Am I seeing and reading this right? Sinners is expected to flop? Who said that? We'll find out after this. Well. I'm telling you, you've caught me. Insomnia has pulled me in. But baby, let me just talk to you all for a minute. So I'm perusing X, and I came across this post, and it's quite puzzling to me. I'm just gonna read it. It just says, Center's box office report reveals Hollywood is worried that WB set up the movie to fail. Let me read that one more time. This is a post that I was reading. It says, Center's box office report reveals that Hollywood is worried that WB set up the movie to fail. Okay, you're saying, Pam, what are you talking about? What in the world are you talking about? So let's get this article queued up. It's written by Screen Rant, and it's written by Hannah Gearin, and it was published a couple of days ago. And like I said, the insomnia got me perusing. Let's put this article up, y'all, because we got to read this. Let me see how I want me. Do I want to be way down here? Do I want to be right here? Y'all see this? Do you all see this? Oh, and while I got you in here, y'all hit that like button and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed. I'd appreciate it. That helps me out. And I appreciate you all rocking with me during my insomnia bout. Child, I'll sleep like a brick to going around this evening because Friday I've got to go see Sinner. All right, so let's get into this article. Let me stop because I don't want this to be too long, but I do want to go over this. It says here, Hollywood expects Sinners to lose money as new report explains lavish deal behind Ryan Coogler's movie. Now, you remember this time last year, 2023 or 2024. I think it was this time last year. There was rumblings that Ryan Coogler was shopping a vampire movie because this was in the middle of we kept hearing rumor after rumor that they couldn't get the Blade script or anything together. But then we heard that Ryan Coogler had written a screenplay and he was shopping that screenplay out. And there was this bidding war. I believe that was I believe it was around 2023. And then the deal was struck, I think, the first part of 2024. And then they had already had things going. It looked like they had, because they had hired Delroy Lindo, they had hired Woomy, and then they were still inching. And I think by the springtime, they had all their staff, they had everything together, and they started filming. And so we had heard that there was a bidding war. So let's continue to see what this article is saying. Because look how they got this money behind Michael B. Jordan just burning up in the wrong for that. It says a worrying new report suggests that Warner Brothers may have severely miscalculated with Sinners. Ryan Coogler's new horror film focuses on the journey of twin brothers who return to their hometown only to find that something sinister is lurking there. The Sinners cast includes Michael B. Jordan, Miles Caton, Saul Williams, Haley Steinfeld, Jack O'Connor, and Tanaj Jackson, but they missed Woomy, and I can't pronounce her last name, but she's in here as well. The movie, hitting theaters soon, is projected to make around 40 to 50 million during its opening weekend in hopes of continuing Warner Brothers' box office streak following a Minecraft movie. It says per Puck, Warner Brothers may have set the movie up to fail, as sources suggest that the $90 million budget for the film was likely far too high. And I can't remember if, because Tina is big on budgets and things like that, and I cannot remember if this was one of the movies, because I don't know if we knew the budget for this movie. This valuation came after the film was bid to multiple studios who allegedly estimated its reasonable cost to be around $60 million. Warner Brothers entertainment chairperson Mike DeLuca, quote, stuck his neck out for Sinners and allowed the studio to buy it for hire. Now, rumored to have cost even more, the sources estimate that Sinners will need to do around $300 million at the box office to profit. So, yeah, because if you're talking about $90 million, and then you probably got like $8 or $9 million of that budget, and because their rollout as far as their press tour, I mean, it was rivaling Marvel out there, because it was beautiful to see all that stuff. They went to London, they were in Mexico, I think they were in Los Angeles. So yeah, they're going to have to do around $300 million at the box office to profit. So what this means for Sinners, it's getting really great reviews. They came in as 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how much of that is inflated or not. That's not my deal. It's not my concern. But it's 100 million. They're close to $100 million to make this movie. So let's continue. Um, with the film holding a perfect 100% tomato meter with 52 critical reviews such thus far. If this score remains, it will become Coogler's best reviewed movie in his already impressive career. However, the chance of hitting 300 million may be a pipe dream, as the report admits that it may not have had the power to do so, especially with more releases like Thunderbolts along the way. Even more significant is the fact that Warner Brothers also allowed Coogler to get full rights to the movie in 25 years. Interesting. So here is Ryan. This is what I wanted when I was reading this article. This is what I was pulling at. So you're having Ryan Coogler, and they're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies that he's done. And in those 5 movies, his first movie, he had a budget of $900,000. It made 17 million. In Creed, he had a budget of $35 million and made $174 million. Black Panther, he had a budget of $200 million. It made $1.3 billion. Wakanda Forever, Two Funerals and a Child. He had 50. They tacked on $50 million more than the Black Panther movie, and he made $859 million. And so Sinners, they're saying that he made $90 million. So again, they're looking for them to make about $300 million. So let's see, because he has been successful all this time. I I can predict that it's going to make the $90 million. They're looking for it to make about $40 million in the box office and then continue up, because they have been talking about making sure you see this movie in the first 2 weeks. So, if the critics are saying this movie is what it is, I am quite sure people will go see it in IMAX this first weekend, and then probably see it digitally the second and third weekend or something like that, because it'll probably be cheaper on those screens, and particularly in like I go see it in the matinee. So let's continue. If the report is true, this puts Warner Brothers co-chairperson and CEO DeLuca and Pamela Abdy in the hot seat once again. Now, I would tell you, listen, the monumental success of Minecraft, I don't know if they're going to be going anywhere, but let's just see. Reports that DeLuca and Abby could be axed at Warner Brothers following a series of box office misfires like Mickey 17, which is expected to lose about $75 to $80 million. And this is why the model of streaming is costing theaters money, and they're going to have to, theaters, uh studios money. They're going to have to reevaluate and get back to having physical copies of things, because like I said, people may not want to watch it in the movie theater, but to have it streaming and then you have to pay the price of a physical copy just for it to be digitally when you can definitely just get the physical copy. People will be more apt to buy the physical copy versus thing, because people still have DVD players, Blu-ray players. They still have all these little different things. And so particularly in my generation and the millennials, we like to have copies of stuff. We like to have ownership of things and copies. Gen Z, they're not too they don't really care about those types of things. You can get them on video demand. But I think that you're losing a big market, particularly with the Gen Xers and particularly with the millennials that love to own copies of things. So I think studios are going to have to go back to putting it's going to be in the theater, then there's going to be a physical copy being sold, then it's going to go to video on demand. So in other words, do like you used to do. If a movie came out in March, you expect for it to be on in a physical copy by April, or by the end of the April or first part of May. You let that run for a month, and then after a month, you could put it on video demand and streaming in June, and make a big deal about that being on streaming in June. And I think that you will be able to make up this money that you think that you're going to lose. I'm predicting that they're going to exceed abundantly with this movie. Another key reason is due to over budgeting movies, with Sinners seemingly being the latest case. However, following the box office mega hit with a Minecraft movie, which has been breaking records, it seems that the Warner Brother executive may have avoided the boot, but it's unclear what the latest report will mean for the duo. So if Sinners flops at the box office, it could be a huge disappointment. But again, you can make that money up. Instead of sending it to video on demand, y'all do physical copies. It's just that simple. Do the physical copies. You would make your money back. You would make at least 30 or 40 million dollars on a physical copy, because like I said, a lot of people are not going to the movies, but they might be willing to purchase a physical copy that they can let their family see. Many people have praised the original movie, including Artur Spike Lee, who called it a vital piece of Black cinematic power. Coogler is highly respected within the industry, so this movie's disappointment at the box office would be a particularly strong blow to the film community. It sounds like Warner Brothers may have made a major miscalculation when budgeting for Sinners, but one can only hope that the movie might be great enough to get a miraculous box office win. And so again, I think the movie will do well. I think that the movie will do well. But I am surprised to hear that it was $90 million. And I think that that was just off the strength of Coogler alone, for it to be, and it, for that $90 million, just off that strength. And plus the duo of Michael B. Jordan and Coogler, again, that's a strong duo. They've got, Woomy, they have Delroy Lindo. Now I know that Delroy Lindo is Black famous, but he has played in a lot of different movies that his face is recognizable. You have Woomy, she played in Marvel. Hog Haley was in Marvel, because wasn't she was in Hawkeye, wasn't she? Yeah, that was Haley. She was in Hawkeye, so she's recognizable. Woomy was in Deadpool and Wolverine, just so her face is recognizable. And she's done Loki, the Loki series, and she's done, yeah, she did the 2 seasons of the Loki series. And Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger. He was in Black Panther. He's done the Creed. He's been in the Creed franchise, and that Creed franchise has made a good amount of money. Let me see real quick. Yeah, so let's see. So we have Creed 3, which made a total of $276 million dollars. Give me one moment, y'all. And they had a budget of $75 million. And Creed 3 didn't Ryan Coogler wasn't, attached as attached. Well, Michael B. Jordan, that was his directorial debut. I think he was attached as a producer, but still in all, that movie did real well. And again, they've given us the outline of how of the cost of all the movies that Ryan Coogler has made, and he's always made money. So that was interesting to me to see that, because I remember the bidding war. I remember they were bidding for this movie. They were shopping it because some people had speculated that the script was supposed to have been Blade. Yeah, that was in early 2024. Yeah. So I just put that in Sinners Bidding War, and AI is talking to me right now. So it says the movie, let me share this. Here we go. So the movie Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler and starring Michael B. Jordan, was the subject of a bidding war for distribution rights in early 2024. That's what I thought, because there was rumblings about it in 2023, and then there was this big, and people were talking about that possibly that Ryan Coogler wrote had written the script for Blade, and then they rejected it, so he just picked it up, put it in his pocket, ran out the door. And then all these other let's see, Sony, Warner Brothers, and Universal were all interested in the project, and it went to Warner Brothers. So the bidding war, they were all banking on the duo of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. Multiple sources suggest the bidding war was driven by the potential success of Coogler and Jordan's collaborations, as well as the film's unique premise, which involves a period setting, supernatural elements, and a strong cast. The film has been in production with principal photography wrapping in July 2024. Because again, they won this bidding war probably like January or February. And then by the summertime, they were finished filming. And Blade is over there just quaking in his boots. They hadn't even gotten off the floor. So that's the difference between excellence and mediocrity. I would tell you that once you understand what you're doing, you have a vision in place, and you get everything done. You see how it didn't take that long. And we can laugh and giggle if we want to, but in my opinion, that is the influence of Tyler Perry, because Tyler Perry is one of those people that he'll crank out a whole season in 3.5. He'll crank out 3 seasons in 3 months. They're working around the clock. He's cranking out these seasons. Now, again, some of the quality of the writing is not as stellar. However, like I've said before, Tyler Perry has his audience. He has his niche, and his audience pay to see the stuff that he wants, whether you are okay with any of the movies or not. I've watched some of those movies, Tyler Perry movies, or some of those movies that I'll have on that and while I'm doing something else, and if something catches me, then I'll stop to see what it is and rewind. But those are those types of movies. Just like with 50 Cent and his Power universe, I was all in the first season, and then, again, but he has his universe, he has his dedicated fan base, and they continue to go see him. Same thing with directors like Tarantino and any of those types of directors that you all enjoy. They have their fan base, and they will go see them. And I do believe that people are rooting for Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan in this particular film. Now, there's different issues in regards to Ryan Coogler and two funerals and a child, and he's been dodging those questions on his press tour with this movie. However, I feel confident that this is going to be a decent film, and and I'm hoping, because I've heard a couple of people who have already seen the film, they're going back again. They got early screenings, so they're going back again to see the film again. So I'm looking forward that during this weekend that they will make the $40 million, $40 to $50 million projected budget for this film. So, and plus, you got the international crowd that's going to see him. I don't know if they're opening in Japan. I know Michael B. Jordan is hot in Japan, so hopefully they'll go ahead and let this thing fly over there in Japan. So, and all the international places where Michael B. Jordan is hot. So yeah, that's it. I just thought I saw that and I was like, Sinners expected to flop. Oh no. But I can see now with that bidding war, uh Warner Brother is a little shaky because they bidded $30 million more than the projected cost for this. So when I after I see the meeting, and if we do a little collaborations, I'm gonna have to pick Tina's brain to see what her projections were for this movie, because she'd be serious about these movies not costing that much. All right, people. We do this every week. Y'all, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. I got my Sinners ambiance in here in my office. So y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. Are y'all going to go see Sinners? Let me know down in the comments. Tell me which day you're going. I'm going Friday. And depending on tomorrow, if I can finagle some things, I'll go tomorrow and I'll go Friday. But I know that I am going Friday. I've got a ticket already in place. I've already pre-purchased my ticket, and I'm going Friday. All right, people. Tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell a heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye. Y'all go see the movie and encourage your friends and family to go see the movie. And Warner Brothers, physical copies. Physical copies. You'll make your money back up. Crazy tales. All right, people. Bye-bye.